Welcome back, True Seeker. I had a request to look into this death of a Bollywood actress from last year, Shefali Jariwala, which I might have mispronounced. Sorry to my Indian friends. But she died at the suspicious age of 42. And a few years before her passing, she promoted the Pokey Doke for Cooties 19. And a lot of people say, well, she died of a heart attack ever since the Cooties 19 Pokey Dokes. Those seem to be on the up and up for both young and old. And I don't know about you, but I don't really recall many women having expiration causes of cardiac arrest or heart attack. I think there's a slight variation in the two things. I just don't remember much of that, but it's become quite common. And, there were people like us who were out on the streets of America before the shot was even out, just pointing out things that had been said by the likes of, Mr. Gates about how we need to reduce the population, and he gave a list of ways to reduce population, and at his TED Talk on the subject, oh, geez. What is the name of his TED Talk? Something to zero. I cannot think of the name. He gave the TED Talk a decade before the Cooties 19 thing landed in his backyard. Wow, I can't believe. Must be amnesia. But yeah, if you look up his TED Talk from February 2010, he talked about the need to reduce population to save the earth from greenhouse gases. And again, at the top of his list, his number one way to do it was with Pokey Dokes. It's like, wow, look at this guy. He's making a killing in Pokey Dokes. He's got into philanthropy with the Pokey Dokes. He's made more money off the Pokey Dokes than he did as the CEO of Microsoft. But yeah, don't forget Bill Gates. He was part of that Event 201 simulation put on by a bunch of Jesuits. And this woman is known for being in a music video, Kaanta Laga. Probably pronouncing that wrong too, but what do you know? 201, like the Jesuit order. And her death at 42, it stands out because that VACCINE word equates to 42. And if you haven't read my book, Number Games, on this subject, all of these things are big recurring patterns. 201, huge number of the Jesuits. Their formal title is the Society of Jesus. She died on June 27th, the day leaving 187 days left in the year. And just pay attention every single year. There's always suspicious deaths on June 27th because 187 is a homicide code. And June 27th, 2025, the day she died, it just happened to have 78 date numerology that year. Again, the Society of Jesus are the Jesuits. Jesuit equals 78 like 42. Don't forget that Wuhan, Corona, VIRUS equaled 78, and the pandemic was declared 78 days after Fauci's birthday. Anthony Fauci, the face of the scamdemic, Jesuit educated at Holy Cross. But yeah, we've talked about before how the VACCINE word equates with cardiac arrest. We've seen a lot of this. I don't think that's what she died from, just to be clear. This is what somebody asked me to make the video on. Do I think she died from that? No, I don't. I think a lot of people have, but I don't think she died from that. I think it's symbolic. They had her promote that she got the shot on social media, and then she ends up dying at this suspicious age at a very young age. I don't remember women dying at 42 from heart complications, other than in recent years. And like I said, my mom's neighbor, teenager, his girlfriend dropped dead, high school age, from this type of thing. So, kind of stories going on in this nation. But in light of the Jesuits, she died on the 228th day of the Superior General's age. Death equals 228. She died 79 days from the Pope's birthday. Society of Jesus and Murder, 79. There's even more here that's interesting. The song that she's in, it was remixed from a 1972 song. Of course, Jesuit Order 72. But here's a big one. From the day that she posted her getting the cooties jab on social media, which, by the way, was the 444th day of the pandemic, another fateful number. But from the day that she posted that to the day she died was exactly 213 weeks. Keep in mind, death equals 213. But more importantly, she was a Bollywood actress, which obviously is a play on Hollywood. It's the Indian imitation of Hollywood, and Hollywood has the 213 area code. So I think her death is just, what we've always seen in the world of celebrity, murder by numbers. You can look up the song Murder by Numbers, look up the song Gematria, the killing name. Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. It comes from Kabbalah. This is the operation of the Cabal. And, the million-dollar question is, why do they need all these blood sacrifices? Does it contribute to some kind of witchcraft that keeps the world under a spell and keeps people just believing in the nonstop bullshit that comes from Hollywood and the rest of the controlled media? I think it's a fair question and maybe even a fair hypothesis, because there are a lot of bodies in the world of celebrity, and nobody seems to blink an eye. Oh, that's too bad. She had a cardiac arrest, huh? But yeah, what's funny is if you search this, Google's very adamant that it was not caused by the pokey doke from Cooties 19. And I don't think it was either. But again, I do know that a lot of people who bit the dust, it was just from that. Again, just to be clear here, I think this is just your routine murder by numbers from Bollywood. So appreciate the request on this video. I think it's just another example of exactly what we're exposing around here. Something that, unfortunately, not a lot of people want to learn about. And it's just a damn shame. But anyway, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And until next time.